was buzzing. People were jumping out of their seats. They were chanting. I mean, they literally went crazy when Coco pulled off another upset, this time against Polona Hercog. Now, more than 150 supporters showed up at Paradise Sports Lounge to witness the tennis prodigy's match in Wimbledon. Well, tonight passengers have returned to dry land, but they have quite the story to tell after they came to the rescue of another ship in trouble. People in this Port St. Lucie neighborhood say hundreds of these little guys were invading their backyards, attaching themselves to screens, and even trying to make themselves at home by sneaking into open garages. AAA is predicting that over 112 million people will be traveling on the roadways, the runways, and the railways across the nation. But for those traveling on Florida's roads, they'll get to enjoy that free pick-me-up at service plazas across the state. Well, the president addressed the Attorney General's summary, calling it, quote, an illegal takedown that failed just moments before boarding Air Force One. There's only one rule. Don't shoot your opponent in the face. If you do, then they're not out. Well, Felicia, St. Lucie County officials are concerned that the high winds over the next couple days are going to cause erosion on their shores. Senator Marco Rubio warns Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro the U.S. will stand with the people of Venezuela less than a day after he held a press conference in Cucuta addressing Maduro's use of military troops to block aid from entering the country. I'm live right outside the Gentlemen's Club where Cesar Sayoc worked just last night before his arrest today in connection with the bombs that were sent out to various political figures across the U.S. Well, this afternoon we'll get a better idea of how the Broward County School District is adjusting to recommendations laid out by the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Safety Commission. More than 6,000 of these beautiful dogs may be in need of a home after an amendment passed in Florida banning greyhound racing. But for families looking to adopt outside of the state, they now have a free ticket to have their new fur baby brought to their doorstep. The Senate is also working on a fix for DACA. South Carolina Republican Lindsey Graham and Illinois Democrat Dick Durbin introduced the DREAM Act earlier this year to help the youth that were brought to the U.S. by their parents. But as we've seen with health care, the Senate and the House may find it difficult to agree on legislation. On Capitol Hill, Terace Garnier, Fox News. After a multi-day manhunt for the person suspected of sending over 13 suspicious packages to political figures across the U.S., 56-year-old Cesar Sayoc was arrested Friday morning.
He's a terrorist. And it doesn't matter whether they went off or whether they were real. He's a terrorist. He's trying to put fear and terror into people of our government. It's just sickening to me.
Stacy Sakal is the manager of Ultra Gentlemen's Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. And she says Cesar began talking about politics last night during his shift as a DJ.
And I really just didn't believe it was him until it came out that it was him. They said his name and I went, oh my God, this is somebody who we knew, who we worked with.
Sayoc normally worked as a greeter, but last night he switched shifts with this guy.
We've worked together in numerous clubs for the last 20 years.
He says the suspected pipe bomb sender never discussed political issues until last night.
I never knew that he was into politics or stuff like that until I saw him here. He even sent me a few text messages about voting for DeSantis.
Sayoc worked from noon to 9 p.m. according to the general manager. She says he came back later on Thursday night.
Who knows when he was doing all of this stuff, and just scary to think that you know somebody and then you don't.
Cesar Sayoc worked at this establishment for nearly 2 months. Investigators say they tracked down Sayoc after finding a fingerprint on the packages. In West Palm Beach, Terace Garnier, WPBF 25 News. For the last 8 years, a Florida photographer made it her mission to find the couple that she snapped photos of right here at this very location.
Somebody has to recognize them and know who they are.
In December of 2012, Joy Groover was in this courtyard taking Christmas photos when the mystery couple caught her eye.
I looked over and there was a guy down on one knee, and I thought, swing the camera around that way while we're taking a break and take some shots. She was crying, they were hugging, it was really sweet.
But the newly engaged couple disappeared before she could introduce herself. And every year on December 12th, she posts the photos to Facebook, hoping to find them. Well, Christmas came early for Groover when she received a call from Texas.
It was awesome. We talked for an hour, and we talked about everything. Hear their voice, it was incredible. It was incredible to put it all together.
David and Ashley Barnowski currently live in Cypress, Texas. A close friend saw their photos on the news and immediately reached out to them on Facebook.
Hey, were you engaged in Florida about 8-10 years ago? I said, yes. Yeah, it was 8 years ago. Why? And then she sent me a link to a news story.
They were in shock, to say the least.
My initial reaction was, is this real? Wait, that's us, so it's got to be real, but how is this a thing? How is it in Houston 8 years later? And I was incredibly thankful to have pictures of a moment that we had never seen. We didn't have that moment captured.
And the rest is history.
I thought about that a lot. I thought, now what happens? And I think what happens now is I look back on December 10th with fond memories and not frustration of where are they? Why can't I get these photos to them? Now that they have the photos, I kind of feel like that was the bow on the Christmas present.
The Barnoskis say they're going to frame their new engagement photos and eventually share the unique story behind them with their 2 daughters. In Palm Beach, Terace Garnier, WPBF 25 News. Kaylee Ranke lost her father to a roadside bomb in Iraq in 2006. After developing a fear of being alone, she discovered the game of golf to help her cope.
I felt like I was connected to him in another way, and it's brought me so far.
Army Sergeant Gavin Ranke was with the 5th Engineer Battalion out of Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, when he deployed to Iraq for a second time. His daughter, who he nicknamed Kaylee Bug, was only 3 years old.
I don't remember a lot, but my mom's told me a lot. He was really tall and really goofy and really fun to be around. I'm sorry.
It's okay, take your time. But every time Kaylee steps out on the green, it reminds her of the manicured lawns of Arlington Cemetery, where her father now rests. And she feels closer to him.
I had this Bible that he had while he was over there that we were given back that had pictures of me and my mom in it, and I keep that in my golf bag.
Buggy has competed in 45 matches over the last 3 years with the help of Angels of America's Fallen, an organization that helps children of service members who died during combat or suicide due to post-traumatic stress disorder.
I see this light in her that for so long was gone after she lost her dad, and now it's there.
She may not have her dad, but her mother has been there every step of the way.
We've learned how to be a unit, the 2 of us, and to learn that everything we do, even though we lost him, we still have a lot to be thankful for.
Kaylee is competing in tournaments across the state until school starts in August. If she wins, Kaylee says she wants to honor her father by taking her trophy to his gravesite in Virginia. In Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, Terace Garnier, Fox News.